Hello, welcome back to His Dull Videos, and we've got a very dull video for you today. Possibly too dull, but keep with it. I'm going to be reviewing this, the Ssangyong Korando, and I have to keep checking the name because I keep forgetting it. Like, this car is very forgettable. I mean, I don't think anyone has ever seen these on the road. I've only seen these because I know who owned this car and the one before it. Other than that, never seen them. It's also quite new, and I didn't really think I'd be featuring anything so new, but it's so dull, it's almost interesting, or that's what I'm hoping that you're going to find. So it's a bit of an experiment, really, and I don't think anyone else will have reviewed one of these ever. So, you know, maybe it'll get quite a few hits. But by some strange twist of fate, I have ended up owning this. A perfect storm. At the minute, I don't have a car, a daily car, and I need something cheap to run around in. My dream car is actually the complete opposite of this, and that's what I'm looking out for, like a 2010 Range Rover, something like that. Obviously, that's completely the opposite, as I say. So it just happens to have come along at a time where my it's actually a relative of, not a relative of mine as such, really. It's my ex's uncle. Sadly has passed away, John. And obviously the family want to get this moved on. So I've managed to get this at trade price. A little bit less, actually, because there is some damage down the side of it, which I'm going to sort out. But it means that I can get a car, have a run around in it for a few months, and hopefully not lose any money on it, really. But I don't really know what the market is, because there's just none out there. So anyway, I thought I'd do a review of it. So I thought what we'd do is I need to have a wash of it. Now look out for some continuity errors here as well, because I've got a new microphone, which hopefully is working now. But the first time I did this video, it didn't work. So you might spot a few things, like this car's now clean. But anyway, we'll brush over that. So we're now going to have a bit of a wash of this car, a bit of a vac out, and then we're going to take it for a drive and give it a good, honest review. From the standpoint that I don't really like the car in the first place, so it's an interesting car review, but I will be honest about it. I'm sort of thinking, I'm a bit worried I might actually start liking it. I have driven it probably about 15, 20 miles so far. And actually, there's a few things that it's got some plus points. As an aside, have you ever seen such a huge key? Look at that, it's massive. It reminds me more of like a late 90s Nokia mobile phone, like the 8210, I think it was. Huge. I mean, you're not going to lose that. Just going to move this up a bit so we can get a better look at the bodywork. Oh, and just in reference to the Range Rover, this is not my Range Rover. I am borrowing it. I do borrow it quite often, but it's not the spec for me. Anyway, right, let's have a look. So, here we have the damage I was talking about on the side. Both doors are affected by that, so it's not a small job, sadly. It's in desperate need of a wash. I don't think it's been washed for quite a while. As you can see, there is quite a lot of green up on the roof, and we've got some of these, I don't really know what they are, but I don't think they're standard, and I don't like them, so I'm going to pull those off. Probably instantly raise the value. And this stuff, I'm not sure. I've looked at these cars on Auto Trader, and this, I don't know if John's put this on, but it's not, you know, you can see it's like a chrome strip that's reacted and is now no longer chrome, it's no longer even sticking, and it obviously got brittle because it's broken off. So I'm not sure why that's been put on there, but it has. But hopefully it can easily come off. Wheels, diamond cut wheels. How exciting! But they've gone a little bit there. So, or not all of them, but definitely that one looks quite bad. The front one looks okay. it's a funny looking car, really. It looks a little bit like, I keep seeing Vauxhall Mockers and thinking that that's a Ssangyong, but I actually haven't seen any other Ssangyong Corderos. Is that how, have I said that right? I've lost my piece of paper. I've not seen any more of them since I've been driving this one. And you think normally once you home in on a car, and you know, for whatever reason, you keep seeing them around when they're being driven, but no. So as you see, again, it needs a good wash. There's a lot of green build up, and I'll get in there with a little brush. Could do the new number plate. Might go back to the garage because it's got full Ssangyong service history, so probably get back there. And this, I did again. This is that weird chrome strip extra, and I did slightly worry that maybe that's been put on there to do like a local repair, and it's been used as a spray line. Hopefully not, but I'm going to give it a wash anyway and pull that off. It's an ELX model, 2.2 diesel, all-wheel drive, and it's got a tow bar with twin electrics. So already I'm seeing, you know, some plus points. Practical car. The tyres, I've had a look at the date codes on the tyres. Strangely, the back tyres have got better tread, and they are from 2018 when the car was new. The front tyres are a 22 year, and they are probably need replacing again soon. So I can't, and it's done 43,000 miles. So I don't know how a car could do 43,000 miles and still have like a decent amount of tread. How has that happened? Right, so quick look inside, shall we? Reversing camera, load liner, very useful. Good size boot. I need to find if the parcel shelf seems to have gone missing. I'm pretty sure there should be some sort of, there's like a little square thing there. I think there's going to be like a beam and like a roller blind style parcel shelf. So yeah, what have we got there? We've got more green to get rid of. I quite like cleaning cars up, so I'm sort of looking forward to it really. Again, bit of a tide line on around the doors. Leather seats, electric windows, front and rear. I'll come more onto the interior when we do the road test, but just as a little tempter, then there you go. Right, so I'm going to get the washing up stuff, set my jet wash up, and we'll give it a good spray. Well, that took a lot longer than expected. I'd show you the results, but it's now dark outside. So I've not had time to do the vacuuming, but we will do that tomorrow and get some more shots of it then in its gleaming glory, hopefully. Well, I think this is cleaned up quite nicely. Nice bright white paintwork. I've not managed to take this off yet. It's a bit cold and it's stuck on quite well. So that's one thing I've got to do, but I have taken ones off from around the side, which I do think, when I stand back here, do think it looks better. As you can see, that damage is, I think it's a little bit worse than I thought. And because of that schwaze line that goes across, that could be quite awkward to rectify, but I'm hoping it's going to end up being around about the 400 quid mark to fix that. And there's a couple of wheels, at least two of them I think, quite badly scabbied over. That front one looks all right. Very white. No more green. Nice clean lines there. Right, so it's drive it day today. I've had this car a couple of weeks now, and before we get behind the wheel, I just wanted to show you the boot and a couple of things which I'm very surprised at and I'm impressed with, and one a bit on the minor side. So I'll bring it in a bit closer. Right, I've had a good clean out of this boot. Let's get rid of this. This is a really useful extra. I don't think it's genuine. Right, so some things that I think that have been missing from cars before when it comes to boot space, this car has got. I don't think I've ever actually seen anything as good as this. Use of space has always annoyed me in the boot underneath the spare wheel. But when you look at this, we've got a little hook here, nicely tidied away. Hook it up there. Well thought out. You've got all these little compartments here, which I've uncovered some of John's stuff in, which is quite heartwarming, really. He was a sensible guy, and this just shows it in what he's put in the boot. Stuff that is, that's a triangle. That's probably, he's moved out of his cars from the 80s onwards, probably been in every single one of them. But these compartments, they fit well, they're well thought out. You can get stuff in them, and then they support the boot floor as well. The jack's right down the side, it's all neatly done. And it's fairly solid. And then when you want the spare wheel out, yeah, you just lift that one up. Don't know if you can see it in there, but there's only a very small amount of wasted space down the side of the tyre. And in the middle of the wheel, obviously, we've got some jump leads and a hoover. I mean, that's just like the height of sensibility. Cagoule, walking trousers, first aid kit, and a fluorescent jacket. All the stuff that you need for a good, sensible, prepared journey. And the other thing, I'm just going to get this even closer. There we go. I mentioned that there's these cutouts here, which you can't really see, for the blind effects parcel shelf. That's not in the car at the minute, but it should be, and it could be, because take these bits away here. There's one on the other side. There looks to be a square section there, where that is where the parcel shelf will live. When you don't want to use it, you can store it away. That's brilliant. I mean, when I've had those in the past, when you don't want to use them, he's taking stuff to the tip. It ends up in the hallway, or you forget all about it and it goes in the garage and gets mouldy. And it just gets in the way and forgotten about. Here, brilliant. I mean, why? I've not seen that before. So I am 100% impressed with the boot area. And then, I'll just put that, where did that have that? Yeah, there you go. Little special clip for that. Beautiful. Now, we'll come on to the seats. The seats are good as well. They snap down. You've got not quite 100% flat, but almost flat. It's just raised a little bit on that side. And they clip down, so they won't come back up. They're properly flat, really sturdy. And it just makes you think, oh, this is a real workhorse of a car. The only downside is they're not that easy to get back up. You've got to go back round to the doors to put them back up. But then what I found was, when you do put them up, they're on different. You can put them onto different levels, so you can actually recline them, which is fascinating. I've not really seen that before either. The thing that's negative is I did initially try to pull these back up by simply climbing into the boot, as I would normally do on a large booted car. And when I did, I could hear a little crack in this area with my knee, and I had to retreat out of the boot. It's obviously not going to take. It just makes me think that that's not. I couldn't throw a washing machine onto that. I'd have to put some strengthening down or something like that. So, it's got that workhorse feel about it, and well designed for that. Great for all the compartments and things like that. But it's just a little bit weak in that way. But on the whole, I'm really impressed with that. So we are now behind the wheel of the Ssangyong, and there is surprisingly much to talk about. By the way, you might see my dog in the footwell. I am on dog walking duty, so that's why he is in the car with me today. Now, I'll go from around the car in this direction, just with what there is in terms of spec of the car. We've got electric windows all around. We've got electric mirrors. They're power folding, by the way. Impressed with that. They've also got a light on the outside of them at night, so when you lock your car, you can, see the puddles. We've got tweeters, a good sized door pocket really. Down here we've got a diff lock for the all-wheel drive. We've got a heated steering wheel. Now this is Range Rover territory, and not only a heated steering wheel, heated seats, but not just the front seats, the back ones are heated. That has blown my mind. This heated steering wheel and rear heated seats has blown my mind. We've got front fog lights. We've got a pretty clear display up front, simple, no nonsense, analog, which I like. An LCD screen though, that goes with it, is a little bit late 90s, early 2000 Vauxhall. It's a bit old-fashioned. For an 2018 car, I find a bit surprising, but there's a few things on this car that I feel are modern tech and good spec for a car. Like, it's got a reversing camera, but the quality of everything is just a bit like first generation of these features. So, but I guess that is why it is quite a cheap car, but you're still getting a lot for your money. So I think I forgive it that it just to me, it sort of seems like you're in an old car even though you're in a new one, if that makes sense. But on the steering wheel, you've got steering wheel controls for volume up, down, cruise control. This is a nice feature, the badge, the Ssangyong badge, which I've looked up. So Ssangyong, and when I say Ssangyong, I've got to say, with great affection, in my head, I say it like John said it, because I remember he was very proud of his car, and he had a lisp. Now, it just amused me slightly, like I say, in an affectionate way, that he chose a car with a double S at the start of it. So in my head, it's always Ssangyong, and he puts a smile on my face. Anyway, the Ssangyong means two dragons, and that is a symbol of two flying dragons. You've learnt something today. So have I. Dragon-wise, is it a hot car? Is it mythical? I'm not quite sure it's going to live up to that, but anyway, I'm not keen on the emblem itself. I find it, the oval style of the dragon wings in the circle, there's something bland about it. Oh, and I saw another Ssangyong the other day. I was behind one, and it was a red Tovillo or Tavito or something like that. It's the smaller one than this. So we have seen one more Ssangyong. Right, moving around on here, like I said, we've got the display there, which is quite clear, but again, when you put the reversing camera on, it's just a bit on the lower side of the quality. But you can hook your trailer up to it, no problem. You can see the tow bar, and that really is all you need, isn't it? It does the job, definitely. Nice clear buttons. I feel like this matte black plastic is a bit on the plasticky side, a bit creaky. But the top of the dash is nice. It's good soft. It feels semi-quality. Again, we've got another one of these orangey displays down here, but we've got aircon, automatic, climate control. There's a heated, where is it there? The heated, that suggests there's something heated about the windscreen wipers, or maybe it's just the jets. It's definitely not got a heated screen. So I'm not quite sure what that button is about. But yeah, all the stuff that you'd usually expect. What you wouldn't expect these days is an actual cigarette lighter, which is unused, of course it is.
got good storage down there. We've got a 12-volt power point, gear selector. Now, I like a knob. I do like a knob. However, what I don't like is this gate thing where you're moving it around. I just like to be straight up and down with my knob. Gear, yeah, not gear. Handbrake. Obviously, we've got a handbrake. 2 good cup holders, slightly different sizes. Heated seat switches. Good size armrest with plenty of storage beneath it, and a double storage. You've got one in the top as well, the top sort of tray. The only thing with this is very plasticky. I don't know if you can hear this. Sounds like it's about to snap. Now, I'm sure it's not, because it's done 43,000 miles in this car and it's in perfect working order. But it just sounds sounds a bit cheap. But the leather seats, which I think are, I'm not sure if they're all leather. I definitely think the side bits are proper leather. But I'm not sure if the whole thing is leather. But that's a feature that I wouldn't really have thought, and quite easy to clean, especially when you've got a dog that sticks his paws on the seat and you can wipe it all off. It's quite good, I suppose. And like I say, it's a bit of a workhorse, this car. And it's definitely good in that regard. I do feel like I want to go to the tip. I've got no excuse to go to the tip at the minute, but I'm sure I'll find one. But the point, going back to the tow bar, all the ones that I've seen of this car when I've looked on Auto Trader, they've all got tow bars. Now, I'm not sure if that's a standard feature or not, but towing wise, I'm surprised. I looked on paper. I've got a Caravan, not a huge one, but it's probably bigger than average. And I knew this had a tow bar, but from visually seeing it from the outside, from what I remembered of it from years ago, I just thought, oh, it's too small for my Caravan. There's no way it's going to pull it. But I've looked at the figures, and it will, and it is, it's well within the 85% weight tolerance that you use for towing caravans with, and it will tow 2 tons in total of a normal trailer, not a caravan. That wouldn't be advisable. But I was quite surprised by that. So I'm actually going to do a separate review on this as a tow car, so watch out for that one. Handling wise, it's pretty good. It's an SUV, so it's not going to be amazing, but it's quite positive through the steering wheel. I'm impressed. There's a bit of road noise. It's got some cheap tyres on the front, which I forget which make they are, but it could be down to that more than anything. But I do feel there's a bit more road noise in the cabin than in my Seat Leon. Auto dimming rear view mirror as well. Another feature that I'd only expect to find on high-end cars, to be honest. But maybe they're creeping in more and more. But don't forget, this is 2018 as well. I'm just going to pull over and I'm going to give you some figures of other cars that you can get for the same sort of money. I just did a little bit of research on, which I thought would be interesting. Right, so switch that off, then I can hear a little bit better. I've just cracked this window as well. These are becoming useful. I'm not a convert on the whatever you call them. I don't know. What do you call them? The things that you always find in taxis. I'm going to take them off because one's broken anyway, but they are stuck on with adhesive. So I need to just make sure I've got enough time to clean the adhesive off properly. Otherwise, it'll just look rubbish. But as we are steaming up in here, that's actually quite useful. I'm starting to worry that I'm liking far too many features of this car. Right, yeah, so I've got some figures for you from the old Auto Trader. So what I did was, if you were going to get like a fully prepared Ssangyong main dealer, one of these for about 40,000 miles, you'd be looking at paying around about £10,000 for it. So I looked on Auto Trader for between £9,500 and £11,000 for an SUV that's diesel, auto, 2018, and has got about 45,000 miles on the clock. That was it. Very few cars came up. Literally about 9 hits, and this is we're in December now, nearly New Year of 2025. So the new year will be 2025, just in case you think this is like some sort of Back to the Future thing. So you can get a Renault Captur, a Vauxhall Grandland, a Renault Kadjar, or you can get the Korando. That's what came up. Now, looking at those, the Captur is quite a small car. The Grandland is probably, size-wise, the closest to it. But the thing is, they're all like 1.5, 1.6 litre diesel engines, and their towing capacities are much lower than this. The weight of the car is lower than this as well. So, looking at the book, what you can tow with this is about, for a caravan, my caravan is, if it's fully loaded, it's about 1,400 kilograms. And that's like a perfect tow car limit. So you're not going to be able to do that with the others. So tow car wise, I feel it's head and shoulders above everything. So everything there that you can get for the same amount of money, you're just getting so much more. I know some of the features are dated, but I think I can forgive that for the versatility that it offers. And if you're not too fussed about style, then I've got to say, all things considered, I do like this car, and I never thought I would say that. I never thought I would drive one or own one, ever. But now that I do, I'm not going to keep it. It's not me, not yet. I think you need to be a certain sensibility level to have one of these, and I'm not quite. I mean, I'm sensible, fairly sensible. Yeah, but I also like. I also like Range Rovers. So, and it's definitely not that. But yeah, maybe when you get to 55 plus, 55 to 65, maybe that's the age where you start thinking. I mean, John was a school teacher, very sensible chap, and he raved about his car. To me anyway, not to anyone else, but I was the only person that showed an interest in cars. He has. I found another little leftover as well, which I'm going to keep. This is for smashing car windows and cutting seatbelts off. So when you're going down the motorway and you find that car that's on its roof, you can jump out, put your high-vis jacket on, and save the day. He was prepared for stuff, like you would be as a sensible person. Anything else to mention? No, I think that's about it, really. So, next videos that are coming up, we've got the Audi TT Part 2. I've already started doing a bit of work on that, so it's either going to be that one next, or it's going to be the review of this as a tow car, where I'm going to be driving to the lakes with it. So I think that'll be quite a good one. I'm really interested to see how that's going to perform as a tow car. All I've driven with my car so far is towed my caravan is a Range Rover, the L322 Range Rover, and the Freelander 2, both of which are excellent tow cars. So it's got some pretty stiff competition. So it'll be interesting to see just how it performs. So if you've liked this video, like, subscribe. If you're going to buy one of these cars as a result of this, please let me know. I'd be over the moon. And I'm sure John would as well. So thanks for watching. Like I say, like, subscribe, and over and out.